Hello and welcome to this module. Now here we are going to talk about some of the examples of string operations. And this is like some of the few examples. And again, you can think of lot many permutation and combination and help yourself to learn this programming language. But for now, I'll come up with three scenarios and I'll try to solve those three scenarios or three or four scenarios and we'll try to see that how we can achieve it. So let's start with the first scenario. The first scenario is, let's say I have a string and I want to find the even and odd index character of that string. For example, let's say I have a string, say Rahul. I want the even index character. We know that indexation starts with 0 in Python. So R is 0. Then A is 1. So that is an odd number. Then H is 2. So I will require this, which is H. U is again an odd number and L is again even, so I will require this as well. So finally the output which I'm looking for is R, H and L. Similarly, I also want a logic to get the odd numbers as well, or odd numbers index values as well. For that I am actually looking for an output of A and U. So I hope the scenario is very much clear. Let's try to achieve it. How can we do that? First of all, I have to call a string. S is equal to input, enter some string. Then I want to print the even positions. Now I can go with a slice operator as well, which is a very simple way of doing it. So let's try to do that. Characters at even position, and after that let me put a colon, comma, s square bracket colon colon 2. If I will write something like this, let's say what happens. Also, I'll just copy this and put one more line, and this time I will write 1 colon colon 2. So I'm expecting that you guys already aware of the string operations, and also you're also aware of the slice operator, right? So let's execute this. Rahul is the word. If I execute, you can see I'm getting RHL. That is what I'm looking for, and AU is what I'm looking for. Here, what is happening? Colon colon, which is the start, and then this 2 is the jump. So it will start with R, then it will jump and skip A and go to H, then again skip U and go to L, and that is what it's coming in. And here it will start from the first index. Now, what is the first index? R is 0th index, first is A. So it will start from A, jump and skip H, go to L, go to U, and then again jump and will not find anything. So I'll get only two values, A and U. I hope this makes sense. Now, what we can do is, this is a very simple way of doing it, but I want to go with some complex way. I want something like, here I will write even and here I will write odd, right? So RHUL, execute, and the print is also fine. Now, what I'm looking for is, without slice operator, can we achieve it? Can that be possible? Absolutely. We are dealing with Python, we are dealing with programming language. Absolutely, if you think of some logic, that is pretty much possible. Enter some string, and after that I'll put I is equal to 0. I'm creating a variable called I and making it as I is equal to 0. I'm assigning a value as 0. After that, what is the next thing? Print the characters at even position. And here I'll write one logic. First of all, let me write this logic and then I'll try to explain that. While I less than length of s, print s of I, comma, and is equal to, I want to put a comma. So after every value, when it ends, it will give a comma. After that, I is equal to I plus 2. This is for even values. Now let me go and print a space because I want to write the logic for odd values as well. Print the characters at odd position. Here we go. And now I is equal to, I am assigning as 1 while I less than length of s colon print of s, and I'll put I comma again end, and let me put it as comma I is equal to I plus 2. And this is the logic which we have. Now what I'll do, I'll just take a paint and just paste it here so that we'll able to understand this. So let's talk about this first loop. Let's talk about only this part for now. We'll not talk about anything else. Let me select this I also so that we'll have idea. Now, what is the value of I? The value of I is 0. So here it is going 0 is less than length of s. Let's say I am passing as Rahul. I am passing the string as Rahul. What is the length of Rahul? It is 5 because it's 5 characters. So I is less than 5. That means 0 is less than 5. Yes, absolutely. It is less than 5. Perfect. So what is the value of I here? For the first iteration, it is 0. 0 is less than 5. Getting down. Print s of I. S of 0 is R. So it will print R. After that, it will put comma because of this end parameter. Going down, I is equal to I plus 2. What is the value of I now? 0 plus 2 is 2. So now 2 is less than length of s. 2 is less than 5. Yes, it is. It is going down. S of 2. What is 2? R is 0. A is 1. H is 2. So it will print H. After that, again comma, going down. 2 plus 2 is 4. Up again, 4 less than 5. Yes, it is. Going down, S of I, which is nothing but L. And it is printing L. And obviously, now next value, there will not be anything. So it will get out of the loop and it will print a space. And then it will print this line. And then this loop will start. And this loop will take care of the odd values. Again, I is equal to 1 now. Because this altogether a new assignment is happening. I equal to 1. 1 is less than 5. Yes, S of 1 is what? S of 1 is A. It will print A. Then going back, 1 plus 2 is 3. Going up, 3 is less than 5. Yes, it is. S of 3 is nothing but what? U. So it will print U. And again, get out of the loop and done. So that is how we will able to write this logic. I hope this makes sense. Let's execute this. I'm passing Rahul. And you can see that these are the values coming in R, H, L, A, and U. Now, let's take the second example. And this type of examples you can think of, you can try to solve it, and you will get lots and lots of hands-on. You have to do lots and lots of hands-on to basically understand this concept. Let's try to solve some more examples. Now, the next example which I'm looking for is, let's say I have an input string, something like B for A1 D3, and the output string is ABD134. What is the output? ABD134. Looks like some sorting has happened, right? As of now, this is the random values. Here, sorting of characters happened, sorting of numbers happened, and that is what we are looking for. Let's try to do it. First of all, I'll write the input string as is equal to input and enter some string. Once that is done, then S1 is equal to S2 is equal to output is equal to, I'm just giving an empty string. After that, for X in S, I'll explain this. If X dot is alpha, then S1 is equal to S1 plus X. Else, if not alpha, obviously. So s2 is equal to s2 plus x. Then print of s1, print of s2 is what happened here. So you must be thinking why we created output. So we will use that later on, because I want to help you understand something at this point in time. If I execute this, I'm passing some value. Let's say I'm passing the same value, b4 a1 d3, and if I execute this, you see that bad 413. As of now, the only thing is happening is it is segregating my alpha values and the numeric values. The sorting is still not happening. You can clearly see that B, A, and D coming in here, 4, 1, 3 is coming in here. So it is not sorting as of now. So if the requirement is just segregate the values, then this logic we can write. I don't have to write any other logic. But now my requirement is I want to do the sorting as well. So for that, I will enhance the code, or I can just copy this and put it here so that this code will be for a reference. And now let's try to make some changes out here. Here we go. This logic is helping me to segregating the value. After that, if I go ahead and sort x in sorted s1 colon output is equal to output plus x. Similarly, I will go ahead and do it for s2 as well. And then I'll just print output. Shall we try this? What do you think? Will this work or not? Let's try to execute. We have B4 A1D3 execute, and you can see that ABD134. The output is pretty much sorted. Let's try to understand this code. Let's go to the paint and try to understand this in detail. First of all, this part is pretty much clear that we are segregating the data here, right? If this is alpha, it will just fetch out all the alpha values in S1. So I'll get B, A, D. Same way here, the else part will take care of the numeric values. So 4, 1, 3. So 4, 1, 3 will be the output. So this part is pretty much clear. But now this is happening. I'm creating this output. Now output is again an empty string. Output plus x, sorted value. I am passing sorted value. What is sorted here? A, B, D. So in the output, A, B, D coming in. After that, in this ABD, I am again passing the second for loop, which will take care of the S2 part, which is numeric string. So ABD, then sorted of numeric is 1, 3, 4. So in the output, we have ABD and 1, 3, 4. And that is what it's doing here. Very, very simple, no complex logic. I hope this is making sense. Let's try to come up with some more examples. Let's say I have, in this only, let's try to do something else. Let's say we have a string s is equal to input, enter some string. After that, s1 is equal to s2 is equal to output is equal to quotes for x in s. If x dot is alpha colon s1 is equal to s1 plus x, else s2 is equal to s2 plus x. After that, if I will do output is equal to s1 plus s2, what will happen? Print sorted output. If I execute B4 A1D3 execute, you can see that the values are coming in It is sorting as well, but sorting the number first and then ABD, and this is coming as a list. So basically, we are adding S1 and S2, which is coming up to be a list. And this, like, if the requirement is like that, you can very well go ahead and try to implement this as well. No issues with that. You can now play around with this, play around and put any values. Everything will be sorted. RAH 674 QL9 0, execute. You can see that everything is sorted. AHLRU 04679. Beautiful. That is how you can able to play around and you can able to solve this problem. Now what I want is I want to take care of the special characters as well. For example, let's say I have a value which consists of RAHUL 3421 dollar or percentage, anything. I can put some values, special characters. I want to take care of that. I don't want those to come. In that case, what will happen? How we can achieve that? I'll just copy this above code. I don't have to write any extra lines of a code, just few lines here. If you see, alpha is taken care, then here else we are not taking care of digits, we are taking care of rest of the characters. If I execute this, RHUL, then 45632 dollar, execute, you can see dollar is also coming in and the data is sorted pretty much fine. But I don't want dollar, I want to ignore dollar. So in that case, in this else statement, I'll just remove else and put elif, and then x dot is digit bracket s2 is equal to s2 plus 1, and now let's execute the same thing. RAH4 or put some numbers, ul dollar, execute. You can see that now the data is sorted and dollar is not a part of it, because here it is just taking care of two types of you can say inputs. One is alpha and second is digits. Now let's go to the third example, where in the third example what we are looking for, we are looking for, let's say I have a input something like A4B3C2, and the output which I am looking for is AAAA BBBCC, something like this, what we are looking for. Simple. Let's try to achieve that. S is equal to input, and we have enter some string. After that, output is equal to, I'm just giving the string for x in S. If x dot is alpha, I'll just write the logic and then try to explain it. Output is equal to output plus x, previous is equal to x, else output is equal to output plus previous into integer of x minus 1 and print output. Let me try to first solve, let me try to first execute this, whether it is working fine or not. A4 B3 C2. You can see that this is working fine. 4 times A, 3 times B, and 2 times C. Now let's try to understand this logic. Let me take this to the paint, which will make more sense to us, where we will iterate this entire logic. Now, what string we are passing? We are passing A4 B3 C2. Now, output is an empty string where I will store all these values. X is S. For x in S. Now, what is the first value? The first value is A. So the first value coming out to be A. If A is alpha, yes, it is alpha. So my output will consist of A, right? Good. Now previous is equal to X. So here, what is the value of X? Now previous is equal to X. X is in S. So this X will become A, because X is passing here A. So basically what I am doing is, in previous, I am assigning the value as A. So previous is equal to X, which is nothing but A. Then else condition will not come till now, it will go back. What is the next value of x? The next value of x is 4. Is alpha? It is not alpha, so it will go to else. Else output, what is output? Output I have a already plus previous. What is the value of previous? Previous is a. A into integer of x. Integer of x is what? 4. So a into 4 minus 1, because I already have a present, I need 3 more a's. So a, and 1a already there. So 4a is coming in. Beautiful. Goes back. X in s. What is the value of x now? B. It is alpha? Yes, it is alpha. So now b is coming here. After that, my previous value is assigned to b. Then it will go back. X is now 3. So it goes down. Alpha, it is not alpha. So it will go to else. Output value, I already have a, b, plus previous, the value is b, into integer of x, which is 3 minus 1, 2. So 2 times I need b as well. So here I will put b 2 times. And same way it will go for the c as well. All right. Now one thing here, if I have, let's say, I'll take one example. Let's say I am having, execute this, a0 b3 c4. You can see a0, it is giving me one time a. Obviously one time a will come. If I try a minus 1 b3 c2, when I am passing minus 1, then it will not work. All right, so I hope this makes sense. So when I am passing a0, one time it will print, because here the output is getting stored, and obviously one time it will print because one time we already have this value. That's why we are going here and writing minus 1, because one time it is already stored in the output value, and it is just helping me to take the rest of the numbers. For example, I'm passing 4, one time already there, I want 3 more times, that's why we are writing 4 minus 1, right? So one time it will always be stored. So I hope this makes sense. That is how we can apply this particular concept. Next, I have an input, which is my input 1. Let's say I have Rahul, and I have an input 2. Let's say it is Rohit. What I'm looking for is, I want an output something like R R A O H H U I L T. So basically R R A O H H U I L T. Alternate characters, right? So that is what I'm looking for. Let's try to achieve that. We have S1 is equal to input, enter the first string. S2 is equal to input, enter the second string, and then let me write the logic first. Output is equal to quotes, then I is equal to j is equal to 0, while I less than length of S1, or j less than length of S2, colon, output is equal to output plus s of I plus s2, or I will write s1 here, and s2 of j. Then we have I is equal to I plus 1, j is equal to j plus 1, and then print output. Something we have written. Let's try to understand this. So here I'm creating a variable output, empty string, I equal to and j equal to 0. So both are 0. Now what is the length of S1? 5. Length of S2, that is also 5. So I is less than S1, I is less than 5, 0 is less than 5, yes. 0 is less than 5, yes. Or any of the condition meeting, it will go to the loop. So yes, both the conditions are meeting, so it's going to the loop. Output is equal to output plus s1 of I. What is the value of I? It is 0. So s1 of I is 0, s1 of 0 is nothing but r, s2 of 0 is also r. So what happened in output? We have empty string plus 2 r's connecting. Then going to the next line, the value of I is becoming 1, value of j is becoming 2, going back to the loop. 1 is less than 5, yes. 1 is less than 5, yes. So the next of s1 of I, s1 of j, s1 of I and s2 of j is like s1 of 1, s1, s2 of 1, that is nothing but a and o. So a and o is appended to the output. Same way for the third, fourth, and fifth. According to this, the loop will execute. This is pretty much simple. R A H U L first string, Rohit second string, it did that. But now question arises, if I have a value where Rahul is a bigger word, Rohit is a same, like it's a 5 characters. What if we have different characters? For example, Roli and Rahul. It will throw me an error. String index out of range. Why? Because if I go here, let's try to understand this. What is the length of Roli? It is 4. So I, which is 0 less than 4, yes, 0 less than 5. So any of the condition will meet, it will get inside the loop. When I come to the fifth iteration, what will happen? 5 is less than 4? No. But 5 is less, or you can say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And here 0, 1, 2, 3. So when I go to fourth value, that the fourth index. So 4 is less than 3 because 4 is less than 4 because the length of Rolly is 4. 4 is less than 4. No, it is not. So the condition is not meeting. But this condition is meeting because 4 is less than 5 because length of Rahul is 5. So 4 is less than 5. Because of this condition, it is getting inside the loop. And S of 4, it will not able to find anything inside this particular string. That's why this output is coming in string index out of range, because in Rolly s of 4, s1 of 4 is nothing. That's why this error is coming in. So how to solve this particular problem? To solve this problem, let me create another code. So this is the code. When the strings length are same, then it will work pretty much fine. But if the string lengths are not same, then s1 is equal to input, enter first string, s2 is equal to input, enter second string, and then I'll create an output which is equal to an empty string. Then we have I is equal to j is equal to 0, while obviously the condition remains the same, I less than length of s1 or j less than length of s2. This condition remains the same. When the conditions are meeting, it will, any of the conditions are meeting, it should get inside the loop. Because let's say if I have a string with 4 characters, I have a string with 5 characters, I have to go and iterate for 5 characters also. So if any of the conditions are meeting, I have to get inside the loop. But here I can restrict that. If I is less than length of s1 colon, output is equal to output plus s1 of I is equal to I plus 1. After that, I will write one more if j is less than length of s2, output is equal to output plus s2 of j. J is equal to j plus 1. And then print output. Something we have written. Let's try to understand that with the paint option. So I'll go here, paste it here, try to understand that. What is the first character? Let's say my first character is Roli. Second character is Rahul. Now, I less than length of S1. What is my length of S1? 4. What is the length of S2? 5. So here I, what is the value of I? 0. 0 less than 4, yes. 0 less than 5, yes. So both the condition meeting, going to the next if condition. If I is less than s1, 0 is less than 4, obviously r will come in. After that, I is equal to I plus 1, the value of I is increasing. Now it will go to j as well, because if the condition, like this loop will only happen once both the ifs will executed. So this if executed are coming in for Roli. Then it goes to this, checks 0 less than length of s2, which is 5, yes, output of s, and s2j, again r will come in for Rahul, because the first character s2 of j, s2 of 0 is nothing but r. So you're getting this. Now it will go back to the loop. I less than length of s1. Now the value of I is 1, value of j is 1 as well. So 1 less than 4, 1 less than 5, yes, getting inside the loop. Print o. For this it will print a, goes back again 2. So basically how this is adding up, we are aware of. S of I is basically the value of I, and it will do the slice and get the value. This cycle will go on till L, H, I, U. Then the problem is, what is the value of I? The value of I is, for after 4 iteration, the value of I will be 0, 1, 2, 3. After that, the value of I will be 4. So now 4 is less than 4, because this is the length of my string. 4 is not less than 4. This condition is false. But here 4 is less than 5. Yes, it is. So it will get inside, because it is OR condition, it will get inside the loop. This condition will not execute, because I is less than s1. This condition, obviously it's false, because 4 is less than 4. No. So this condition will not execute. But this condition will execute and add L at the end. So that is how my loop will work. Let's try to execute this and put Roli, and the second string is Rahul, and you can see that we are getting the output. I hope this makes sense. We'll see you in the next module. Till then, happy analyzing and do practice.